as writers, we can put so much pressure on ourselves to write and be productive, and then when we're not, we can be hard on ourselves. And yet, what if this weekend we all kind of took a step back and looked at our writing environment? There's a writer I follow who, for her, her best writing environment is she will go to a restaurant or a coffee shop somewhere where she can just sit, and she always gets herself a really fun drink, and then she will do these writing marathons with just sometimes just herself, sometimes with a friend, where she will write for 3 or 4 hours and just stay seated and do that free flow writing. And so that for her is actually stepping out of her home environment into a different environment where she has trained herself that that is where she writes and gets a lot done. For myself, a few weeks ago, I finally took time to declutter my office, to move my piles of paper. If you're like me, I tend to have a lot of ideas as I'm working on things, as I'm going about my day. And what happens inevitably, I already have a little pile starting right now, but inevitably I will start collecting a pile of Post-its and papers of things that I want to do or think about. And so over time, those just become too much. So what I actually did is I found this very cute little suitcase box at Goodwill, and I gave myself permission to put all my little creative notes in here. I literally filled this suitcase with papers. And what I'm realizing about myself, this may be true for you as well, is that part of how I process is writing things down. So sometimes it's a phrase, sometimes it's an idea of a project, all these different things flitting around my head. Maybe you can relate. You have that creative chaos brain and ideas too. And so what it did when I gave myself permission to move all the things that are not connected to my current top 3 goals, to move them into that suitcase, is what it did. It gave me permission to focus. It cleared room on my desk. And so I just want to encourage you, are there ways that you can declutter or clear the space where you write, even if you're writing at your family's kitchen table? Is there a certain time where it's easiest that you have the kitchen table empty? Maybe it's right after dinner, maybe it's right after the kids go to bed, maybe it's right after they go to school, whatever that is. How can you help create a clutter-free space just to write and focus? But then the caveat to that is that sometimes we can let cleaning and organizing keep us away from writing. So my suggestion for you this weekend is twofold. One, if you can take a little time to declutter and optimize your writing environment, I encourage you to do that. But the second idea is maybe the muscle that you want to strengthen this weekend is simply ignoring the clutter and stuff around you. So that is a muscle that I very intentionally try to strengthen as a mom, as a wife, as a working from home writer. So intentionally ignoring maybe the dishes in the sink or ignoring the pile of things that I need to get to, and really protecting, okay, I'm going to write for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. And when I'm done, the dishes will still be there, the laundry will still be there, that pile of paper will still be there, and just giving ourselves permission to write. And sometimes that means optimizing the environment. Sometimes it means putting on those blinders and just focusing on the writing. So I hope that that encourages you, my friends. Remember to stay curious and keep writing, because your words matter.